Hey, Tony Jackson here. Now, I did a video for the Blessed Business Tribe and for those of us in the Growth Group Mastermind. And I was talking about content creation. And so this is a prime example on my community page. If you click on my YouTube and then you click, to the main page where you see my header and then you slide over and you click on community. That's the community tab where I could post, updates and statuses. On there, I posted somebody who wanted to be famous. And it's a public forum, so you post a comment, the whole world could see it. So it really don't matter if I post it on the community page because you already posted publicly. But that comment she posted, that's an example of the type of comments of the type of people I block. But it also speaks to something. And this is what a lot of people don't understand too, as far as being on YouTube and being in the public. Like I could push, I could push and build my brand. It's a lot more that could be said. It's a lot more that I could speak on, but I am a sensitive person. When I say sensitive, meaning I'm sensitive to the spirit. I'm sensitive to thoughts and feelings and emotions, and I don't want to do any harm. I do fight back. Now I hurt you if you want some smoke. And so that's typically my stance. And so you have somebody, they come on there, they want to be ignorant. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give you ignorance a little platform and just use you as an example and make an example of you and let you know this type of ignorance that get blocked from my space. And here's what I do. I live what I preach. So when I say protect your peace, I'm always blocking. A lot of people don't believe in that. And a lot of people, somebody wrote me the other day and said, Tony, you said you really don't want to hear praise, because if you get addicted to praise, then the criticism will kill you. But at the same time, you block people. They're not one and the same. One is me remaining humble, and the other is me protecting my peace. So the reason why I don't repost and share and show all of the praise and all of the testimonials is because I want to remain focused on the work. And I could come in every testimonial I get through email or what have you. I could post that in the community page, and I could, post it on Twitter, post it on Instagram, and just do this whole parade around it. Create a highlight reel of it. I see people create highlight reels of their praise, of their testimonials, and I could do that, but I want to remain focused on the work. Now, at the same time, while I'm working, don't interrupt me. While I'm working, don't get in the way of what the Lord trying to do. Because if you get in the way and you trying to be a distraction, you're going to get blocked. Point blank, period. And then you're going to have to watch from outside the club. Watch from outside the gate. But this is a lesson that I want people to understand. And I had to understand this. Because the thing when we see negative comments, 9 out of 10 times, it's less about somebody disagreeing and more about jealousy. Because even if you disagree with something, when you're not jealous of someone's position, when you're not jealous of someone's subscriber count, when you're not jealous of someone's follower count, when you're not jealous of someone's income, when you're not jealous of someone's influence, even when you disagree, you have the wisdom to know that everyone has a right to their voice. And if they are speaking on their platform, then they have a right to say what they feel on their platform, and that it is not my place to go on their platform to create a rift or to sow discord or to start a debate or argument or a disagreement on their platform, where they have the right to post their opinion in anything they want to post, even if I disagree. But see, when I don't like the fact that they have a platform, that they have an audience, that they have this or that, then that is when I will want to voice my disagreement. Because me voicing my disagreement in their comments, on their page, on their blog, it's not going to save the world. It's not going to change the world. No one's going to listen to me because it's their platform. So if I'm voicing my disagreement on their platform, the people on their platform agree with their message or their mindset or their product or whatever it is they are pushing, because that's their tribe. So if I come in with this jealous energy and I want to argue and I want to debate or I want to create a call something because it's a part of me that is jealous. And see, this is what I notice, and this is why I study human behavior, and I notice this about people, is a lot of times when I see someone create a disagreement, it's less about the what they're saying, because a lot of my videos are 30 minutes to an hour long. So I hit so many different angles. I touch on so many different things. And something I say in the first 5 minutes that may have a hole in it, I address it in minute 35 or 40. But a person who wants to disagree, they will comment on what they heard in the first 5 minutes, not realizing that was addressed in minute 25. And a lot of times what I realize, it's really just a person's own unhappiness with themselves. And this is why I'm on this right now, because here's the thing. Whatever you serving, you got to be authentic. So this message is not algorithm friendly. And the reason why it's not algorithm friendly, because on my page, it's mostly relationship videos. So when I do a video that is not a relationship topic, it doesn't get the same amount of views or the same reach that a video on relationships or answering a question that women have about men. Now, if I was an algorithm thought, then I would only do videos about men, answering questions from women about men, because those are the videos that get the most views. Now, if I have a video on that topic, I'll do it. But if my heart is somewhere else, then I speak from where my heart is at. And so that is what I mean by, to those of you who are trying to build something, you have to be authentic. You got to be real. You can't come in and just try to play the game, because if you just playing the game, then you're going to lose the fulfillment that comes with serving your purpose. And you got to make sure what you're doing is purpose-based. Now, the lady I posted, she was talking about this man always talking about his wife, and you know, this and that, probably more happy than she is about having a wife. Now, we don't know if that's a man posing as a woman or if it's a woman. Now, if it's a man, then he would be just speaking from a place of jealousy, because he sees, oh, this is another man who is a man just like me, but is using his voice and has a platform and has supporters and could be helping people or influencing people to live better or to do better. And it looks like, from looking at his videos, I see this, I see that, I see that. I'm jealous that he found a way to live a fulfilled life. And so I'm going to take and create a negative comment. Now, the comment wasn't that negative. It wasn't that serious, but it just me showing you how serious I am about protecting my peace. Because, see, this is what I mean, and what I be teaching you on the relationship side of things. When you see the first red flag, when you see the first red flag, you got to nip it in the bud. So it's like if it's a poisonous snake, and it come up and it's just a baby, you just gonna leave it because it's a baby? No, it's gonna get bigger. And if it's poisonous, it could kill you right then. It might not have enough venom to kill you right then, but as it get bigger, when it strike you, you gone. So guess what? The first red flag, you know what? Let me get you on up out of here right now, because I done seen you. Because I don't get to read the comments every day. But when I need some content, I want to see what people are asking, what questions out there, what the human psyche, the human behavior. And that's where I get my content from. This is an example of my video I did about my content creating secret. It comes from real life. It comes from real things that I'm addressing, real people, real scenarios that I'm addressing. And I got time for you today. And so when I see that first one, I nip it in the bud. You know, I was a video me and my wife did together in promotion of our book, A Woman's Influence. And a lot of people didn't. A lady told me the other day she didn't even know I was an author. I've been an author since 2007. That's 14 years. Wrote about 20 books. But this the latest that me and my wife did together, Woman's Influence. And me and my wife did a video, and it was I only had to block 3 to 5 people from that video. But one lady was like, "Oh, I don't like his wife because she talk too fast and she thinks she's smart, and I don't like people who talk real fast and think they smart." Block, block. I almost went to the studio with my song. Block, block, block. I already got the beats in too. I'm finna make the song now. When I make the song, hey, make sure you stream it. Just let it play all through the night. Just let it play all through the night. Give me them streams so I can beat Drake out for some streams. So, the song coming now. And so now listen, and then after I make a song, anybody else who makes songs who want to go 50-50 with me, you get 50% of the streams, then you make you a song. And every month I'm gonna have a different song. Block, block, block. Because what I'm not going to do is be okay with cyberbullying, with people disrupting your peace, disrupting my peace. I'm not with it. I don't care what motivational guru come out talking about, you know, you need to stop blocking people because it shows that you're sensitive and you're not emotionally intelligent. Block! I'm gonna block you too. Listen, I'm protecting my peace because that's what the devil come to do, steal, kill, and destroy. And words have power. Words have power. The person who created the saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me," I guarantee you the person who created that could not sleep at night because of something somebody said to them. And that's why they created that. "Sticks and stones may break my bone, but words would never hurt me." Listen. Yes, it will. And that's what people want to do. They come to try to steal your thunder. They want to knock the wind out your sails. And they want you to take that licking and to not fight back, to not say nothing. And that's why people always say, "Oh, don't address the haters. Don't address the haters." The only and I used to say that too. I used to say that too until I ran into people who are peace thieves. Until I ran into peace thieves, which we ain't gonna call them haters, but until I ran into peace thieves, that's when I stopped judging how people respond to people who got something to say about them or say to them online, especially strangers. I stopped judging them because I realized I was just watching videos yesterday on YouTube, just jumped, and one of them went to Kanye West, and he going off with the paparazzi. And I remember when he first started doing that, I was looking at this man like, that man is crazy. That man crazy. That man need to be in somebody's home. He need to be in some type of center. Because that man is crazy. But then I thought about it. I thought about it last night, and I said, you know what? That man is not crazy. I say, because I'm crazy. Because he yelling at the paparazzi, and he's like, "You in front of my house at 4 a.m. The man was like, "Hey, Kanye, how you doing?" He say, "Shut the F up." And I'm like, whoa, Kanye, what you? But I thought about it. I say, you know what? If paparazzi was outside of my house at 4 a.m., somebody would get shot. Somebody will get shot. Now, I'm going to let him live, but I'm finna hit him in the shin, hit him in the kneecap, and it's going to be a 22. It ain't going to be no 45 special now, but somebody going to get shot. So then it helped me put into the understanding that, no, Kanye ain't crazy. He's a human with feelings. He's sensitive to the world, to the environment. He's sensitive to the things around him. And he vocalizes it so it makes him look crazy, but really he's just being a transparent human being, and he has no different of feelings than any other human being has, but it's just most of us will never say it. And so it helped me understand that. And this is a lesson that I learned. So this is just a video or lesson. This is another lesson I learned. It's never, ever, and this is something that I'm working on still to this day, never speak on somebody else's situation until you are standing in their shoes and you walk a mile. Because I look and I say, man, how can you make $100,000 a year and be broke? Until I made $100,000 a year and was broke. Man, how can you make 250, 350, 500 and be broke? Until I did it and was broke. So then when I got there, I realized, you know what? Money could be gone in an instant because we always got more things to buy than we have money. And if we don't have the psychology of money to spend some and to save some, it don't matter how much money you got, you will go broke. I could give you $1 billion right now. If I gave you $1 billion, I can't give you no $1 billion, hypothetically speaking. I give you $1 billion right now, and guess what? A spaceship to go to Mars costs more than that. It costs $7 billion a year to create a space center that you trying to create rockets to take people to Mars. $7 billion a year is what the man from Virgin Air is spending. Bezos spending $2 billion a year on his program, but he about to up the ante because the government gave the other man the grant because he beat out Bezos because his budget was bigger. He doing more. Bezos tried to come in there cheap. Nope. We ain't fooling with you. So now he got to up his budget. Now he got more money than the man from Virgin Air, so he probably gonna up his budget to $25 million and try to blow him out the water. Elon Musk right there. Elon Musk, multi-millions, hundreds of millions he sold for. That man say he went broke. That man say he put everything in a Tesla. Then that man went broke over and over and over and had to get government money, investment, all kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's the mindset. So what I realized is I could look at, when I first wanted to become righteous, I wanted to judge shooters in Chicago. I wanted to judge strippers. But then I realized I can't judge them because I've never been put in their shoes. Because if I lived in a neighborhood that I would be jumped, robbed, beat up, or just used for an initiation, if I wasn't affiliated with a local gang, then I would join the gang. Because I could look at them and say, man, y'all dumb for going out here and joining these gangs and killing each other and shooting each other. But guess what? I never lived in a neighborhood that I could get shot in a drive-by by a straight bullet. And I never lived in a neighborhood that if I'm not affiliated, if I'm not gang affiliated, then I could be bait. I could be, prey. I'm not from that type of neighborhood. So I can't judge what those guys did because I don't know their situation. So a young man who say he started, cooking crack or selling drugs at 11 years old or smoking weed at 11, I could judge him and say, man, that's stupid. But if his mama was a drug addict, if his daddy was absent, I didn't have that experience, so I can't understand what state of mind that would put me in and what that would drive me to do. So one thing I've realized is to not judge people. Now, you could speak truth to them. You could give them some insight. You can share a message with them. But to not judge anything or anybody until you in their shoes. And I learned that lesson. And so this what the whole video, what I was coming on here to tell you. As long as you bitter and you jealous, you're going to lose that life. And I know that might be a little harder than you want to hear. But listen to me. As long as you are bitter and you are jealous, you're going to lose that life. So the lady come and she comment, this man always talking about his wife. He always, every video you watch, he mentioned his wife. We know you got a wife. He probably more happy than she is about being married. And I might be more happy than she is. But I can't worry about that. And I thank God for putting me in that place. And I might spoil my wife. I might give when I feel like it's not even giving back. I might be giving, and I could go into a mindset of, oh, I ain't finna give. I ain't finna do this because she ain't doing this, this, and this, and this. But I'm still showing up, working, and paying these bills, and making sure she got everything she need, making sure our sons got everything they need, and trying to stay even keeled, trying to keep my emotions together from the stress I may experience from having to earn a living on this level, and so that my family could be completely comfortable. That come with stress. That come with things. Right before this video, I got a text message from a family member asking me about something, that I said I wanted to do in 2022 as a whole family, and asking me, is we still gonna do that? But since I said that, I done had to change of heart and said, I'm finna stop trying to take everybody. I'm finna stop trying to take everybody, because I done cried out in the wilderness. And I done said, listen, if you want the peace and prosperity that you see me with, you got to surrender to God. Because the only reason why my family has the peace and prosperity that we have is because I surrendered to God. Because if I was cheating on my wife, if I was dogging my wife out, if I was abusing my kids, if I was neglecting my family, if I was smoking weed, getting drunk, gambling, the money I'm making, if I was a charlatan, if I was a fake, whatever y'all want, people calling them out here. A lady just wrote in, I got 2,700 people who have signed up for the life coach certification. A lot of them did a free, so those not all paid students. I used to have a free sample. A lady just wrote in, and she said, now this is the first person. She just got the course on a discount. The course is $1,500. On Black Friday, it was $615. Again, this transparency. A lot of times people try to make, keep all the behind the scenes quiet, but it's lessening everything. This lady wrote in, and I know she lying. You know why I know she lying? Because I'm a 7-figure life coach. So it ain't no way in the world you're going to take my life coach certification and say that you didn't learn anything and that it's not up to par if I'm giving you insight from being a 7-figure life coach. Ain't no way in the world that the knowledge I put in that course, ain't no way in the world that 2,700 people done sign up for that course and she the only one to write in for a refund. And guess what? And she paid a discounted price. That's another lesson right there. When you discount yourself, you're going to get different type of people. You're going to have some people that appreciate your discount that you gave, and they have an attitude of gratitude. But then you also going to have bottom feeders. You're going to have people who they scarcity minded, so they only wait on a sale to buy a sale. They can afford the full price, but they wait on a sale to buy a sale. But because they selfish and because they greedy and because they bottom feeders, they will take advantage of the sale and then call their bank and say it was fraud. And guess what? I guarantee you, because I've now understand universal law, I guarantee you those people are going to fail in life over and over and over. And those people are not going to find peace or happiness or prosperity until they change their mindset. Because never ever will I go to somebody who is tested, tried, and true, who is proven, who does what they say they are teaching, and they have a course. Never ever am I going to go take a course from a billionaire, from a multimillionaire, from a successful person who gave me all of the knowledge that they have. And this is the thing. The lady said, she said, I can't believe the videos is only 10 minutes. That's because it's over 60 lessons in there. And that's because the goal of the course, but see what it is, she probably trapped in the school mind. She probably trapped in a lot of people courses who are salesmen. They give you a whole bunch of information. 50% of it is fluff, but they overwhelm you with information. So I could go in there and every video could be an hour, but you're not going to complete that. And guess what? It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Albert Einstein has a quote that says, make it as simple as possible and not one bit simpler. That's why my videos are 7 to 10 minutes, because it's not rocket science. A life coach is not a therapist. A life coach, you don't need a certification. It is recommended. It's not required. A lot of people who got a life coach certification will never tell you that. They want you to believe that their certification is the end all be all. Just like people always write me and say, Tony, is your course accredited by ICF? ICF has no power. No power at all. None of my clients have ever asked me, Tony, are you accredited by ICF? You know why? They don't know what ICF is. You know why? Because ICF is you waking up in the morning and saying, I want to start a website and I want to create a nonprofit around life coaching, and I want to raise money, and I want to get grants, and I want to spend $600,000 to $1 million a year on internet marketing. That's what ICF does. So when someone Googles how to become a life coach, when I checked 2 or 3 years ago, because they're a nonprofit and you could see all of their money, they spend $600,000 a year on internet marketing. So that's why they show up as #1 on Google. From SEO, search engine optimization. Guess what? They have no power that I don't have. They can't do anything that I can't do. It's the same exact thing. It's entrepreneurs who had a vision, and then they position themselves as an authority. And this is what the salesmen teach you. Position yourself as an authority. See, I position myself as a humble servant so you get overlooked. But people don't realize that the founder of ICF started traveling the country in an RV and died in his 50s. And then it was turned over because he had a board. It was turned over to board members, and board members then they brought on academics who knew how to build business, and who knew how to create curriculum, who knew how to create a business structure, and they created a business structure. But guess what? Not a single person on that board of ICF has had even 10% of the success that I have had as a life coach. But because I position myself in a dry fit and an oversized fitted cap that was made by one of my supporters on YouTube, Gail P Designs, and she put this TG on here. And so because I don't come on here with a white collar, button down shirt and a blazer, people assume that I'm just poor, dumb, and country. And because I got a country accent, because I'm a black man, because I'm a male, all of those things are discounted against me. Men don't know what they're talking about. Men, greedy men, selfish men, cheaters, men, liars. Being a male counts against me. Being black in America, that my ancestors were slaves, counts against me. Not having a college degree and being validated by man through a college degree works against me. So guess what? I guarantee you, because I done looked at their system, that I know more than what they know. And if I went into their company, I'd be able to 10x their company. Because what I built by myself. I built it alone. They built it with a whole team, a whole board, a whole staff, and then spread out international, because some people care about being big and looking big. But what it does is it's a shark in the waters. So when you go to Google how to become a life coach, you're going to see ICF, and you're going to see them sitting there positioned at the top, and you're going to think, oh, they got authority, oh, they got power. But coaching is not therapy. So you don't even need a certification. It's recommended, not required. So their accreditation means absolutely zilch. You know why? Because it's not regulated by the government like therapy and counseling is. So their accreditation is literally just a list of loopholes you have to jump through. Your course got to have this many hours of teaching. Your course got to have this much work. Your course got to take this long. So they come into the industry, and because they're academics, they go from the college space and they bring the college space to the life coaching, and they mess up life coaching, because life coaching is something that should be available to someone who is illiterate, someone who has a heart for service, and all they want to do is help, but they cannot read and they cannot write. That person should be able to be a life coach to help people, because a life coach is a support system. A life coach is somebody who says, what do you want to create? And a life coach says, okay, how are we going to go about creating this? And a life coach says, okay, these are the steps we've come up with. Okay, now let's talk about this every week. Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., we're getting on the phone and we're seeing, did you take this step? Did you take this step? A life coach is an accountability partner. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how well you can read and comprehend. It's not about how well you can take a test. So that's why my certification is created the way it's created, because I want someone who has a 3rd grade education, someone who has a 6th grade education, 9th grade education, someone from the smallest town in America or in the world who has a heart for service and wants to assist and help other people by holding their hand, being a good Samaritan on their journey to their destiny. I want those people to be able to become a coach. And that is what ICF is cutting out, because they're saying you got to go through 75 hours of this and that. This is not therapy. This is not counseling. And they're trying to make it look more legitimate by having all these loopholes, when all you're doing is just becoming a poor man's version of therapy, when the two should be totally separate, totally different. If you want to go through 75 hours of training, you might as well go to college and get a degree to be a therapist. Get your doctorate. If you're going to do that, coaching are for the people who your mind is not set up, or your heart does not feel the need to be validated by a degree, or you don't want to use a treatment plan. You don't want to use the studies and the plans from other people. You want to use your wisdom, your life experience, and your personal touch. That's what coaching is. Therapy and counseling, you can be audited. You have treatment plans. You have a state certification. So it's less about you as an individual and as a personal touch. Yes, you could put a personal touch, but you get too personal, you're going to get audited, you're going to lose your license. Point blank period. Anybody trying to say otherwise, they lying and don't even understand the industry that they in. Because I have a college teammate who was a therapist, and I say, hey, man, you got a client and they going through a lot, they stressing and struggling. I say, can you help her or him write a book? And you assist them through writing the book and turning their pain into purpose through a book. He said, absolutely not. He in Maryland. He said, absolutely not. I get audited out the yin yang. He said, absolutely not. He said, now I can refer him or her to you as a life coach, and you can then sign them up for your author consulting package or your ghostwriting package, and you can help them do that. But he said, I can't do that. He said, I have a treatment plan that I have to stay within, or I'm going to get audited. And I said, wow, okay, thank you for that transparency. A lot of people don't want to tell you that. So you see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you is that everything ain't what it seems. Everything ain't what it seems, but you got to understand the heart sets of people. And you got to be able to look, and you got to look. So I say, okay, this woman come, and she get a $1,500 course for $615. She don't even finish the course. She don't even finish the course to see what all in there. I could go in the system and see she bounced around. So she bounced around and she went to the bonus material, which is supposed to be short and it's gonna have less meat. And then she downloaded my forms, my coaching the client form. So she come in and get my important forms, my data, stuff I created, and then write in and complain about it. But ma'am, if it wasn't no good, why you downloaded it? Why you downloaded it? You see what I'm saying? So what I have to understand, so how I replied, thank you so very much for letting us know. We will refund you immediately. No questions asked. I ain't finna, now I have a policy, and I had a policy that was like, hey, if you access the material, ain't no refunds, because you could see what's offered in this course and you could see how long the videos is before you sign up. So if you ask the material, ain't no refund. But I said, you know what? I'm going to let her have that, because it's going to hurt her more than it's going to hurt me, because that's theft. And she lying. Because if that was true what she said, out of 2,700 people, she wouldn't be the only one. She wouldn't be the only one. So that lets me know that's where she's at. But guess what? Today's the 30th. Tomorrow's the 1st. Rent is due tomorrow. So any money you could get back on the 30th, if your finance is tight because you overspent last week trying to take advantage of a sale and you got a course and you spent $615, guess what? You're going to find an excuse to make up. Now, see, this is my deductive reasoning because I know that's a quality course because I'm living proof that my life coach certification works. And because I'm living proof, I'm a product of it. And you could look at my success online with the numbers that you can see and count, and just in life, in the world, on Google, however you want to find out to see if I am who I say I am. So I know what I teach has value and substance, because if it didn't, I would have a 50% refund rate instead of a 0.0000001%. You see what I'm saying? But what I also realized, tomorrow is the 1st. And so I see this happen sometimes with people when they realize I overspent. I need to go make some up to start getting refund from stuff I done stuff. Because you know why? You know how I recognize it? Because I done did it too. When I had a scarcity mindset, I did it too. Now, when I changed my mindset, let me tell you what happened one time. I had a business account, and I told the story before. I had a business account. I spent $300 to get a seminar ticket. I got to the seminar late. Everybody was already sitting down, so I guess they knew this man and how he do stuff, how he do business. I didn't know him. It was my first time hearing him. I don't even know how I got on his mailing list. So I went to this man event, and I think his name was David Bayer or something like that, and it's in Orlando. I go there. I get there a little bit late. I got a seat up to the front, and I walk in, and he stare at me real hard. It's his ego. He got ego. And if you follow David Barrett, let him know I said he got an ego. So he stared at me. It's just like, bro, I could have been in a wreck. Like, bro, I could have been behind anything. I'm coming 2 hours away. And then he going to say, while he's staring right at me, he going to say, and tomorrow, do not be late. Now, little do he know, he didn't even know who he was talking to. Little did he know that it wasn't too long ago that I would have took his life for looking at me like that and saying that to me. But his ego, because he on a stage, what he do it for ego. But see, when you become a humble servant, I do a seminar, people come in 30 minutes late, 40 minutes late, an hour late, an hour and a half late. I'm not mad at them. I ain't mad at them for coming in late. I'm not like, oh, I'm the king of the castle and you just interrupted my seminar because you coming in late. It's like the fact that they made it. Thank you for coming, because you an hour late. You could have stayed home, but you made it anyway. So guess what? I'm finna give you something in this last part of this message that's going to hit you, that you going to get up and you going to walk away and say, I'm glad I came anyways, even though I was running so late. And that's what I'm going to do. And so I went to the man's seminar, and he had somebody speak. He let somebody speak. This man, he get up and he speak, and he sell a course. This man sell a course for $1,000. And in my business account, I had an expensed out. I think I had $105 or $100 left. I went up and I bought that man course. And I told him, hey, I ain't got the money in here right now. Charge me on Monday. I wasn't gonna have the money on Monday either. But he charged me, and because it was a business account, they let it go -900. Had I had a scarcity mindset still, I would have called the bank and say, hey, that's a fraudulent charge. It's a lady wrote in. I got a website, GaskinUniversity.com, and it used to be Self Love You. A lady wrote in last week, your website is taking money out of my account and it needs to stop. Another lesson I learned about human behavior. As long as you are not accepting responsibility for your actions and you're passing it off to somebody else, you're going to fail at life. So here she is. She went to a website that has a complete list of everything that's offered and what you're signing up for. And on the website, it says $9.99 a month for these courses, $19.99 a month for these courses, $29.99 a month for these courses. And she clicked sign up. And she let a payment come out and a payment come out and a payment come out and a payment come out, or how many of it didn't happen. And then she write in and say, your site is taking money from my account and it needs to stop. Guess what? It's another lady that wrote in from that same site, GaskinsUniversity.com, and she said, hey, I'm trying to figure out how to get into my account because I signed up for the annual package and it just withdrew the $199 from my account. It does it once a year. And she said, so I want to log in and get access to the courses that I have paid for. It's her second year being on there and she have not accessed it. So another lesson is access what you done paid for. Take advantage of what you done paid for. Utilize what's at your fingertips, because what you ignoring, what you overlooking could change your life. And so two different mindsets. One person write in and blame my company and phrase it as if I took and hacked her credit card, stole her credit card, signed her up on the site without her knowledge, without her permission, and that I'm taking money from her account every month in theft, instead of accepting personal responsibility and saying, hey, I signed up for a site and I realized it was a monthly site, but I forgot that I signed up until I hit hard times and I saw my account go into the negative. So now I would like to cancel that because I can't afford it right now. That's personal responsibility. That's going to elevate you to the next level in your life. But when you come and you blame shift, and you blame somebody else for something you did, guess what? You remain stuck. So this is what I do. And this is how I get forward in my life. I study human behavior. And I study the good and the bad. And I evaluate myself and I say, what part of human behavior? Let me give you another example. So here I am today. I'm ordering for my wife. It's a store up in New Jersey, and they got great stuff. And I'm ordering for my wife, and I say I just want to get a little bit of stuff. Okay, here's my budget. This amount to this amount is what I want to spend. So she's sending me stuff. I pick 4 things. That 4 things come up to $7,000. And then she said, well, hey, get this right here, because this right here purchase going to get you $500 reward. So you could use this toward this other thing. And then that'll put you at your 10. So her running the store, want to make money. She want to take me to the max of my budget or let me come in lower out of my budget. And I wanted to do it because I'm looking like, well, I don't want to look broke. I don't want to look cheap. And this woman got billionaire as clients. She got all kind of clients. I'm trying to climb the ranks on her client list because I want my wife to be able to one day get invited to the Chanel fashion show in Paris when they go. So, you know, I want to do this. But then at the same time, here's where the growth comes. The growth was, Tony, you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. It's okay to have a budget. And it's okay to not spend every single dime. And if you're not feeling this thing, so what she showed me, my wife may love it. She could spend her money on it. Meaning she could buy it herself. I'm not really crazy about it. And so I don't really know if she's going to like it. So I'm not finna spend $3,000 on something I don't really know if she's going to like it. Now the sales lady said, well, and get this sweater that we both know she's going to love. That's not true for me. I don't know she's going to love that. So I could, if I bought it, it would be for the salesperson to look rich to her, to look good to her, to whatever. And sometimes people can know that they're playing on your insecurities and know that you will give in. And you have to show them that, no, I'm no longer insecure in that area. I have nothing to prove there. I'm okay walking away. And so that's where the growth comes. because I know that I was the person, and that a lot of people, we buy things to impress other people. And once we bought it, we regret it because now we broke. Because now we over budget. And so sometimes we have a thing that is scarcity. So scarcity is a marketing tactic. And it's not illegal and it's not unprofessional. What's unprofessional is when you create scarcity and the scarcity doesn't exist, meaning you're gonna extend the sale. So when I say you have until midnight tonight, at midnight I log in and I start changing the prices. So 2 people wrote in today and it was like, I missed the sale, and they see the life coach certification at $1,500. And so if they want it today, that's what they will have to pay. I'm not gonna say, hey, I will honor the Black Friday sale of $615. No, because that would be immoral. Because I said this is only available until midnight. So the people who stretched, the people who were locked in, the people who read all of my emails, the people who check my community tab on YouTube every day, those are the people who were able to take advantage of it. If you're not really present, if you're not really watching the videos, if you're not checking the community tab, if you sending my emails to the junk folder, guess what? I want you to miss the sale because you're not really tapped in. And so if you tied up and you doing other things, God bless you. That means the sale not for you. You booked and busy, or your priorities need to be elsewhere. If you taking care of a sick family member or a sick child, then you don't need to be worrying about becoming a life coach, because your priorities need to be focused on your child or your parent or whatever else you got going on. So if you miss it, it's not for you. So I'm not going to reverse it to just get the money. No, I missed out on that. If you could pay $615 but you can't pay $1,500, it's worth $5,000. It's worth $5,000 because I'm giving you a 7-figure blueprint. That's one day gonna be an 8-figure, 9-figure, 10-figure, because the blueprint not gonna change. It just, my brand got to grow for it to become 8, 9, 10 figures. My brand got to grow, so that take time. But the infrastructure that I'm giving you in the life coach certification, that's gonna stay the same. So you're gonna be a 3-figure, then you're gonna be 4-figure, then you're gonna be 5-figure, then you're gonna be 6-figure. As your brand grows, the more work you do, the more time you put in, because the infrastructure is $1 billion infrastructure. I already understand that, and that's what I'm giving you. And so it's really hard to even price. So guess what? I can't discount it after my word said this price changing at midnight. So at midnight, I had to change the price. And I say by 12:15, the price will be changed, because I got to change one course at a time manually on the software that I use. And so Thursday and Friday was the Black Friday sale. Friday night at midnight, I was in the Bahamas. I had to log in on their unsecure Wi-Fi and change all the prices of the courses for Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday came and went. So at midnight, I was back home. I had to log in and change the prices for Cyber Monday. At midnight on Monday, which was Tuesday morning, I had to log in and change the prices again because the sale is over. So now when you visit Tony Gaskins Academy right now, you're going to see the market value of the courses. And they worth 2-3 times that. So even at my high price, I still undersell. And I undersell to over deliver. So guess what? A lady wrote in and she said, hey, this real life. Hey, baby. Yeah, I call you. Can you text me the address to the game? It's at home. Okay, thank you. And so a lady wrote in and she said, hold on now. They're supposed to be in here. And she said, hello, I purchased your course expecting to gain knowledge on becoming a life coach. So I got 2,700 students, and she's saying that I'm not teaching anything about becoming a life coach, like I'm not a whole coach. However, I was shocked to see that the videos were barely 10 minutes long and the bonus forms were not to a high standard. It's like, man, where your course at? And where your coaching business and where your coaching success since you set the high standard? You see what I'm saying? Overall, the little bit of the course that was taken turned out to be very misleading and not as described. With that being said, I would like to request a refund. Now, see, this is what I realize about this. This is the language you have to use to be able to get a refund. You can't just write in and say, hey, I want a refund. So you got to discredit it to get a refund. Now, out of the 2,700 students in the course, there's people who, which I don't keep up with testimonials. And the one, sometimes I copy and paste if I really like it to my notes on my phone, but I'm shooting a video. But it's people who have wrote in and they and said, this course was so amazing. It was so much information. It was such an abundant. I'm so excited to be a part of this. And then they finish the course, and what they do, they go sign up on mymentor.life. And the difference is, it's a difference in the mindset. It's a difference in the mindset because somebody come and they see it for what it's worth. And then somebody come and they looking to judge. That's what you learn about human nature. So that's why you can't take it personally. So I can't take it personally because I already know that I'm proof in the pudding that what I'm teaching is valid and valuable information. What I also know is that some people who are competitors will have their assistant sign up for the course just to see what's all in my course, just so that they can copy it, change the title, and put it in their course, just so they can see my materials. And then, but guess what? Their business is going to fail because they're operating immorally. They're operating without integrity. And so I remember meeting someone who, had used my material, but just kind of looked at it as like, she kind of seen me as like a giant. And she kind of thought that, and what it was subconscious. She listened to every single video and she took all my stuff, all my courses and all the things like that. So it was like, it was on her subconscious, the same way I quote Zig Ziglar or Stephen R. Covey without saying their name. And so in her stuff, she had my phrases and my words and my teachings, and it was brought to my attention. And then when her and I spoke, she apologized. And she said, I'm going to make this right. And she began to make it right. And she began to, pay respects and say, hey, this was my bad. She didn't say, I didn't steal from you. I didn't copy you. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And I remember one time it was a guy who did that. He's a big speaker, big personality, multi-millions of people online. He used one of my quotes. And when I posted my quote on Facebook, a lady came in the comments and said, hey, that's such and such quote. I said, no, it is not, ma'am. This is my original quote. And I text him because I knew him, because I mentored him when he first got started. He came to me for advice when he first got started as wanted to be a coach and a speaker. And when I confronted him about, hey, bro, I just posted my original quote that I could remember the day, the time, the place, and everything when I created this quote. And I word my stuff in a certain way because I'm coming from a poetry background. And instead of him saying, oh, man, my bad, bro, like my team, my staff, we just source the best quotes offline and we just post them because that's what he do. Or instead of just being transparent and honest, he said, man, I've been saying that since high school. All right, you done for. I never spoke to him since then. He never spoke to me since then. I ain't really mad at him no more, but it just showed me where his character is. And I already knew that because when he first started building his brand, he built it with all fake followers. he bought all fake followers, bought 50,000 fake followers. So that lets me know he came in as a slickster. But now people don't even know it. It's guys who carry their brand in an upstanding way. They featuring him on their speaking engagements. They got him on their thing. He got a major book deal with a major publisher. They posting his book in New York Times and don't even know that the gentleman don't have integrity. Because you can fake it till you make it. Because of the world we live in, a lot of people have no integrity. So when they see somebody with no integrity, they can't even tell the difference. The only way it stick out like a sore thumb is when you operating with integrity. And so this is what you got to realize. You got to stop being jealous of people. You got to stop cheating the system. You got to stop cutting corners. You got to stop trying to steal. You got to stop trying to lie. You got to stop trying to cheat. You have to operate with integrity. You got to be happy for other people. You got to be happy for other people's success. You got to be happy. So what the lady was mad that I speak on my wife all the time is 9 out of 10 times is because she don't have a husband. And if she do got a husband, she doesn't feel his excitement about being with her. Now, it's a whole lot of other women who don't got a husband who watch these videos. And guess what? If they are jealous of my wife or me mentioning my wife, they're not saying it in the comments. They're not showing it through a slighted comment. They're doing the inner work. They're doing the inner work. So listen, my thing is, and people will say, Tony, why you bringing up this stuff and you mention this stuff with these people? What if these people watch the video? That could be like cyberbullying. Listen, when you big enough and you bad enough to slight somebody or steal from somebody's business, to operate with integrity, you got to be big enough and bad enough to take what come with it. It's a part of the consequences. So I'm never going to be belittling or attacking innocent people. And I don't attack nobody. But what I do in my content is I make real life examples. Everything I'm teaching, it comes from real life. And sometimes I want you to know where the example come from so that you really, really have it. And as I was searching life coaching, I seen this right here come in, a question. And it said, good afternoon, Tony Gaston support team. I'm looking into enrolling in the life coach certification course and wanted to ask a few questions to ensure I understand what the course entails. From my understanding, this investment would include the in-depth life coaching videos and materials after course completion, the ability to coach clients off of the Tony Gaskins mymentor.life website. It's not Tony Gaskins, it's mymentor.life. I am a nurse by trade, so I'm trying to understand the certification versus accreditation portion of life coaching. See what it is? She went to school. She a nurse. She got a lot of titles in her name. I mean, a lot of letters in her bio. It say PSC, PSD, SSS. Before her name, it say ENS. So she's school trained. She's school trained. You got to get a degree. You do all of that. And so now when she Googled life coaching, because she wants something with purpose, she want to do something with purpose, she hung up because of ICF marketing their accreditation. She's saying she trying to understand certification versus accreditation portion of life coaching. That is confusing her when there is no difference. When there is no difference. When neither are required. But it don't say that online because the goal of the internet marketing of ICF is to position yourself on the home page to take advantage of dreamers, to be able to make people think you're an authority. And so you get other course creators to feel like they need your accreditation because you've spent the most money to look like the giant. So you make them feel like they need your accreditation, and then they got to pay money to get that accreditation. They got to be a member. They got to pay annual membership fees. So when I looked it up, they would make millions of dollars off of people paying $250 a year at that time to be a member of ICF when it has no power, no nothing. And it really doesn't even have influence except to aspiring coaches. Because when they Googled life coaching, they saw ICF pop up. So your clout, your influence is only to aspiring coaches because the client don't care. Because the client who don't want to be a coach has never Googled how to be a life coach. So they're looking at your content. They're looking at your output. They're looking at your energy, your attitude, your spirit. And that's what they're hiring you for, because they want you to be in their support system, in their corner, because they like your spirit. They don't care about the 3-letter company you went to get an accreditation, because they're choosing you, not no letters from of a company. To my understanding, there are not really rules and guidelines. Is that about right? Thank you in advance for your time and guidance. So to this question, I will respond to it and say, hi, thank you so much for writing in. You are correct. Coaching is not regulated. Therefore, certification is not required. It is only recommended if you feel you need training from a seasoned life coach before embarking upon this endeavor. Also, accreditation is subjective, because there is no regulation for any company's accreditation. So just like they say they accredit courses, you can create a company tomorrow and start accrediting courses. And if you build a nice enough website and you spend enough money to make it robust, and you make connections and you bring on board members and you get people in other countries to be on your board to lend you their picture, and you utilize the hopes and the dreams and the tenacity and the ambition of aspiring coaches or current coaches to build your machine to make you look established, then you too will be accrediting courses without any regulation from any government anywhere in the world. But yet it holds no power other than what you and your board and your company says it has. And it has no bearing on the client. It does not mean that the course is better. It does not mean that the coaches are going to be better. It does not mean any of that. We could pluck somebody from under a shade tree who can run circles around every life coach in the world, and they never took a course, they never took a training. And that's how it worked. But you know how you just know that? Because I just told you that. You know why I told you that? Because I want you to know what you're paying for, and I want you to know that you don't have to pay for this. And the reason why I'm almost trying to discourage you from buying it, so that if you buy it, it's because you really, really want it. And therefore, if you really, really want it, you're going to see the value in it. And see, that's why I don't do a whole lot of marketing and stuff outside of my audience, because like that lady, she's not one of my, when I went to her account on my academy, she had not bought a single other course. The only thing she had did is sign up for the free course. And you know who always write in for a refund in my 0.00001% refund rate, which means I get about 5 to 10 refund requests a year out of 10,000 plus transactions. And that's how I know I'm delivering good content. She bought a free course. Remember, I told you, when you do stuff free or discounted, you're going to bring in people who don't want to support you. You're going to bring in people who coming to steal. You're going to bring in people who coming to find fault. You're going to bring in, so instead of her coming in and saying, man, he really was able to simplify this and got all of these videos under 10 minutes. That means he really understands it. Albert Einstein has a quote that says that if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it well enough. That's why I'm not doing all the videos 20, 30, 40 minutes. That's also what lets me know that that's not a real complaint. That's a complaint to get their money back, because either they want to start their own course, they're working for somebody else, or they need the money for rent tomorrow. That's how. So that's where I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna argue, because returning this 615 is not gonna hurt me, and it'll help her. So what I did, return that and deleted her from my system, so that way she don't got to get no more emails from me. So that way, okay, if that's because of my mindset, the way I want people, I want the type of people that's going to say, okay, I bought this thing at more than 50% off. I could Google him, I could look at his videos, and I could see that he tested, tried, and true. So even though that I learned in a way that I want 20-minute videos, I could appreciate that he made it 10-minute videos so that it's digestible for everybody. And then he also got a whole textbook in here that I could take and read. And it got quizzes in here, and it got forms that I could download for $615. It's people charging $3,500 for half this amount of information. I want those type of people. The type of people who can look and see the intent, see the good, see the actual value instead of pessimistic, scarcity minded. So listen, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Don't buy another single course, because if that course with all of that in there can't please you, the rest of the course ain't gonna please you either. So, all right, thank you. God bless you. Here go your money. Go on about your business. It's somebody else that's gonna dump all this extra, excess, unnecessary information just to look like they giving you a whole lot. It's somebody else with that right there that's gonna get. That's who you for. And so that's another lesson. Everybody ain't for you. Everybody ain't for you. You can't argue to keep people. You can't beg people to stay. Everybody ain't for you. So you got to understand that. And at the same time now, don't let nobody run over you. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Stand your ground. Speak your mind. And fight back when you need to. So, hey, this Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.